Hi, this is Mike Healy. I normally send out an electronic newsletter that's fairly dry, mostly written, and then sometimes a photo or two. But in this newsletter, I've decided to send out links, YouTube links, to two different types of presentations, both done in a video format. This is a low-cost, a low-budget affair, this one. I did it because I can actually create movies with stills, sections of video, and the like, but it becomes very bite-intensive. And so this is my attempt to make it as low bite intensive as possible because of the download time necessary to get anything up and running on YouTube. As you can see, I'm going to talk about two things, the Dimple Disease and what I call escapes in this newsletter. And I've got a few more slides to show you what I'm talking about. Here is the Dimple Disease. I've seen it only twice, on a course in Florida and a course in Alabama. The superintendents don't know each other. They happen to have the same variety of Ultradorf Bermuda grass, but I don't think that's the only grass we're going to find it on. In fact, I know for sure it isn't. What is peculiar about this disease, it comes in during a period of drought. Obviously they're irrigating, but still drouthy periods that seem to come in then. And it forms undulations. You can see this is actually ends up being a very poor putting surface. It looks horrible, and if you look hard enough you can see slight rings which might suggest one of the rhizoctonias, and I'm not sure about that yet. But again, I think it's very interesting. I can't believe it's just been limited to two courses in the Bermuda grass growing belt, but at this point I've only seen it on two. Here's a close-up of the disease. Actually, this is starting to repair. What you can't see in there, or maybe you can, every so often you'll see what looks to be an off type. Actually, the two superintendents haven't talked to each other. One of them believes that they're seeing an off type as the symptom repairs. Another thinks it's just simply a seeded common Bermuda that's drifted in and has taken hold. Again, another close-up of a area that's under repair. You might be able to see some off, what are called again, not the standard leaf type. And then this one shows you, excuse me, it's the problem with trying to do this. This slide shows, again, almost repaired, but again with a different leaf type. Whether that's common Bermuda grass, seedling, or a true off type, or maybe an off type caused by another reason, is anyone's guess at this point. Next, let's talk about escapes. Back here, you can see the area here that's free of disease. This is curvularia leaf blight. It came in after the course, did a rather vigorous aerification. That often happens. You do get leaf diseases coming in when you've stressed the grass. But why this large area not diseased? Again, an escape is maybe a plant or two that's within a number of plants that are diseased, and for some reason they don't get diseased. This goes way beyond an escape definition. This is a large area that for some reason, I don't believe it's a different turf type there, and I also don't believe it's something below ground, different soil type. Here you can see I've outlined it. Now the reverse of this often happens. I've got a course in Mississippi that I'm working with, and this observation is common too, where this would be a diseased area, in this case Bermuda grass decline, and then everything else around it is relatively disease-free, and that area stays pretty much the same. When the disease comes back, it comes back just into that area. In the case of the dimple disease, I've gotten a single application of a compost material at a rather heavy rate back in November 2010 that has provided a disease-free environment for now going on 9 months. The disease did come back in May of 2011, but that material applied at 130 pounds per 1,000 square feet, which is an unrealistic rate because we had to close the green for 3 days. It was a practice putting green, so that was allowed, but it wouldn't be practical on in-play greens. I'm also trying this material, one of the two compost materials I tried back in November, at a lighter rate of 20 pounds per application, which is doable. But again, the results are out on that. We had the disease come back in May of this year. Now it's gone away again. But we're hoping it will come back this fall and we can learn something from this particular application. Then I decided to go one step farther, and now I'm looking at what's called an ACT, or aerated compost tea. And I've made applications on the same green where we've had all these problems and where we've made applications of the solid compost. We've got a huge area that was untreated, so we've gone there. And I've done a first round of testing of this material, and I don't think it's going to cause any problems on the greens. If anything, it might stimulate the growth. And from there on, when the disease comes back, and hoping it will, we will then take a larger area and make some replicated treatments at various rates of this compost tea. This is a very simple product to make. It has to be made on site. You can't buy it in a jug with an expiration date. Maybe there's no practical business model to sell it because you'd have to make it up. It's sort of a holistic methodology, but again, it's of interest to me, so I'm going to go forward to it. Does it make business sense to do it? To look at this? Would anybody ever want to try it? Well, that remains to be seen. So if you think you've ever had the dimple disease, and again, I can't believe it's been limited to just 2 courses. Many more people out there looking at diagnosing greens. Many of you, I have my list is like almost 1,500 people, constant contact. So if you have it or think you've had it, let me know about it. You've got 2 ways to reach me. There's my email address, mjhealy@golftel.com. And during the month of August, I'm going to be away up in Wisconsin, but you can reach me by my cell phone or email. But cell phone 251-504-1173. Okay, I'm going to turn this off now and see what kind of bites intensity I have for this method of presenting something.